So we have asked artificial intelligence, or AI, to write a sequel to The Lord of the Rings.
Yes, there's been a lot of fuss about AI over recent months for good and bad and more bad. But we thought it'd be just a little bit of fun today to, see if it could actually write something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know which side of the fence I'm on. AI is definitely taking away jobs. It's taking away the role of the human being in the creative industry. However, while this technology is available to us, we may as well give it a go, It's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, I think without actually having to go ourselves, you can't make up a true opinion. Kind of got to see how it works. We obviously given AI R to go, kind of stopped it after, understanding the feedback from actual artists and everything. But you got to live and learn and kind of adapt with things as they go. So we're giving this a go and just seeing what happens.
So this may be absolutely terrible. We haven't read it ourselves. We've just given it a go. We've used chatgpt to write a sequel to The Lord of the Rings. And you had a playwright and you tried to get it as similar to like Tolkien-esque as possible, I suppose.
Yes, I think the actual prompt was, can you write me a sequel to The Lord of the Rings in the style of J.R.R. Tolkien? And then this is kind of what it came up with. It was about 650 words. So it's more of an outline, I guess. Yeah, obviously a full novel.
I guess it's like a proposal or treatment kind of thing to a Lord of the Rings sequel. So what we're going to do is we're going to read through this with you guys for the first time. We'll add some music. We'll make it kind of dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it may suck. It may be the best thing ever. Let's find out. Should we just get straight to it?
I think so.
Shall I begin?
Okay.
What do you want to do? A paragraph each?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
In the aftermath of the destruction of the One Ring, the world was forever changed. The dark shadow of Sauron had been lifted, and the peoples of Middle-earth found themselves free from his influence for the first time in centuries. However, the victory was not without its costs. Many lives were lost in the final battle, and the scars of war ran deep. The survivors were left to pick up the pieces and rebuild their shattered world.
I mean, that's not a bad start.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I am in.
I mean,
okay.
I know I don't want to praise AI too much at this point, but good start.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. Okay, carry on. Let's see how many names they get wrong or something now. Aragorn, now crowned King of Gondor, saw the need to bring the various peoples of Middle-earth together in a new spirit of unity and cooperation. He formed a delegation of elves, dwarves, and men to journey to the far reaches of the north, in search of the source of a new threat that had arisen in the wake of Sauron's defeat. The journey would be perilous, and the heroes would be tested as never before, but they knew that the fate of Middle-earth depended on their success.
Wow, okay.
So far, so good. I mean,
okay, no mistakes.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Delegation of different, no hobbits to speak of yet, though.
Okay, continuing on. The journey northward was a long and arduous one. The heroes had to navigate treacherous terrain, hostile wildlife, and unpredictable weather. They also encountered many obstacles along the way, including a group of wild men who were hostile to their presence. The heroes had to fight their way through the men to continue their journey. Despite the challenges, they persevered, driven by their commitment to the greater good.
The greater good. The greater good. Okay. Kind of going a long way to not get far, but yeah. Okay. As they drew closer to their destination, they began to hear rumors of an ancient evil that had awakened in the frozen wastes. This evil was said to be a powerful sorcerer who had been awakened from his slumber by the destruction of the One Ring. Oh. He sought to regain the power that was lost with Sauron's defeat, and he would stop at nothing to achieve his goals. The heroes knew that they must face this threat head-on, for the fate of Middle-earth hung in the balance.
Okay, so we've been introduced to our bad guy who was awakened, I said a couple of times, via the destruction of the One Ring, which is quite cool. Although it does seem to be getting a little bit repetitive in parts.
Kind of the same as last. Like, we've gone a bit further without going anywhere.
Okay, let's move on.
I mean, we're getting through it now, so...
When the heroes finally reached the ancient stronghold, they discovered that it was indeed inhabited by a sorcerer and his minions. The sorcerer was a formidable opponent, and he had many powerful allies at his disposal. The heroes were forced to engage in a fierce battle, and many lives were lost in the struggle, but they fought on, driven by their courage and determination. Despite the odds, they were able to defeat the sorcerer and destroy his source of power. Do we even know what his source of power was?
No, something that was awoken with the destruction of the One Ring.
Okay.
I mean, this feels a lot more The Hobbit in terms of the battle's there and it's done. than the Lord of the Rings than getting a bit of description. But okay, I mean, yeah, 600 words. What do you expect? Okay, a little bit more to go. With the threat vanquished, the heroes returned to Gondor, where they were greeted as heroes. They were celebrated for their bravery and valor, and their deeds were sung in songs for generations to come. But the victory came at a price. Many lives were lost in the struggle, and the heroes had to grapple with the toll that the journey had taken on them. Aragorn, in particular, felt the weight of his years and the burden of his responsibility as king.
Oh, Aragorn.
Oh no! I mean, I feel like they've had to deal with the struggle a couple of times now.
Yeah. Okay, the final 2 paragraphs then. In the end, however, they all found solace in the knowledge that they had secured a brighter future for Middle-earth. They had brought together the various peoples of the land, and they had forged alliances that would endure for generations to come. They knew that there would always be new challenges to face, but they were ready to face them, knowing that they had the strength and courage to overcome any obstacle. They've got a lot of strength and courage.
I know. I mean, yeah, I think they've really dragged this one out. Okay, last paragraph now. For Middle-earth would always endure, and the heroes knew that they had played a small part in its enduring legacy. They looked forward to a time of peace and prosperity, when the people of Middle-earth could live free from fear and oppression, and they knew that they would be there to defend their world, no matter what challenges lay ahead, for they were the heroes of Middle-earth, and their legend would live on for all time.
Okay, I mean, I feel like those last 2 paragraphs said the same thing in different words.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we basically had a sequel of there was a bad guy, a journey, they won, and then they all wanted to live happily ever after.
So the whole story was bad guy awoke after destruction of the One Ring. So they went to the north, I think it was, to go and see what was going on. Bumped into some wild men.
Yep.
Beat them up. Moved on from there. Found the bad guy's ancient stronghold. Destroyed him and his mysterious unknown source of power.
Yeah.
And then went back to Gondor. Aragorn was pretty sad because of...
He was getting old.
Yeah, he's old and it was a bit of a burden. Too much responsibility for Aragorn. And then they were heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to see how the life that Aragorn had to live up until becoming king was not very burdening on his shoulders.
Yeah.
But this bit now, this is the hard part.
I gotta say, I'm quite impressed with how it's managed to do this. It's understood what we're looking for. It's understood the world of Middle Earth and the kind of the generic tropes that fantasy has.
I mean, it's picked out the names like Aragorn and Gondor and stuff.
Yeah, and it's connected them properly, which is it's really, really clever. I don't think right now there's too much danger of AI replacing creative writers.
No, I've heard that you can do more and more. You can, I think, give more hints or more specific. Like, I think you can become a bit of an expert on how to get the best out of these kind of programs. But for the sake of you're not going to have your everydayer off the street going on this going, I'm going to make myself a novel. Done.
Yeah.
It's just, not quite.
Overall, I'm impressed. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more specifics rather than just there was a journey, people died, they were sad, but they're heroes. There was a lot of that. But
it was a very vague outline to what could eventually maybe become a story.
Yeah.
So they didn't really write us a sequel like we asked, but they tried.
But I think there is a place for this. Let's say you're a writer and you're struggling with a little bit of creative block or writer's block or whatever you call it. If you just need a little bit of inspiration, then just a few hints to AI like this. This has given us a summary of a story, and we could just, if we were creative writers in that sense, go through and just kind of fill in the blanks and expand the world, expand the story. I feel like there is a place for this, and I don't think it's to replace writers. I think this, if anything, could bring out more creative writers and maybe, I don't know, it could be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it could help someone who maybe has a great idea in their head, but doesn't know quite how to put those words down. So they could put in a few things that they can, write into these things, and then it gives them those connections, the way to actually bring it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of, I don't know how this goes in terms of plagiarism. I don't imagine that this has particularly ripped off anything in the case of our one, but I don't know if in other examples, if it could. I haven't tested it to see if it would actually claim to have written the Lord of the Rings though it's his own thing.
I've heard stories of students using it for essays and things like that. That's bad. Don't do that. Do your own work.
No.
Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this story in particular and what you think of the capabilities of AI creative writing in general? Are you for it or against it? If it's used like I just said, like with the intent of using it to kind of push past the creative wall that you're stuck up against, I guess, then I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, like I found this quite fun seeing how it came out. But if you guys enjoyed it, let us. If you enjoyed this, the words and stuff, if you enjoyed the video, then let us know if you like this subject, because we can maybe try and test it out with something maybe a bit more specific.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, tell us what Legolas and Gimli did on their adventures after the War of the Ring, or tell us what Bilbo got up to in the Shire between the Hobbit and the Lord of the Ring. Like something like that. And we'll just react to it the same way, see how it comes out, and just maybe see if there's anything more in it, if we could get something quite funny. But yeah, a bit of reaction. If you like it, we'll definitely do some more.
Yeah, this was kind of just dipping our toe in the water, seeing how it goes. I had some fun. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Hit like and subscribe if you want more Middle-earth and Tolkien-inspired content. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next time on The Broken Sword.
Bye, guys.
The greater good.